Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2, Mask of the Betrayer. This is Big Los, and we are in the Academy of Shapers and Binders in the Soul Depository. So let's go out this door and explore the Academy a little bit. So here is a closed classroom, recently opened, so let's check this place out. Okay, so this is the classroom just north of Master Joffy's class, and there's an actual class going on. And if you try to do sleight of hand on the teacher, looks like she has gold on her. I don't want to see how much gold maximum she has, but let's just go around here. Slaves aren't allowed in here. Yeah, what makes you think I'm a slave? I'm a human being. I mean, I could kill you with, like, very minimal effort. Okay. Mistress Zerzura always gives us a lot to think about. And we used a key, so let's go into this back room and see what's in here. It looks like a storeroom, but there is a crate. And it's some type of falcon. Let's check it out. Brought over from his former world and once wielded by the Mulhorandi god Anhur's favorite captain, this blade fell from its wielder's hand when they were slain fighting the Emissari that enslaved the people of Mulhorand. Though the Mulhorandi eventually won their freedom and the Emissari Empire fell, this blade was passed on to those who had become oppressors themselves, the Thaans. Alright, so it's one of your base falcons. It's called Anhur's Hand. And it's a +7 and it does 3d6 electrical damage. Alright, we'll take it. Put it in our inventory, consider selling it later. But for right now, let's continue onward. If you split a soul, which piece contains the memories? I'm sure this is interesting if you just sit there and read the entire conversation. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to go up here, and it looks like there's another door up here on the left, so let's go up on it. Looks like we're still hearing the conversation inside that classroom. Oh, looks like there's a bunch of mephits over there. And here is a woman named Sulkit. No, no, no. This can't be right. Where did I lose it? What are you working on? I'm trying to solve this challenge problem that Headmistress Nefris left open to all of us. It's theoretically impossible, but she says she managed to do it herself. Are you aware that Nefris is dead? I am, and I'm very disappointed. I'd hoped to study more closely with her, but that's business in Thay. You get used to it. Meanwhile, now that she's gone, if I could solve this problem, I'd be the only person in the whole school to get it. Why are you working on an impossible task? It's what we do here. Nefris taught us that a critical mind puts us above laws of men and gods. She used to say that laws are formed by the arrogant and presumptuous, and our work here is a message to them that such arrogance will always be questioned by those with minds and wills of their own. So, to answer your question, it's only an impossible problem until I find the answer. I like that attitude. I shouldn't be here. Aren't you going to attack me? To be honest, I'm so distracted with this problem right now, I'd probably have all my spells fizzle on me anyway. Although I'll admit, if you solve the problem, I'd be tempted to kill you and steal the answer. What is the problem? Gonna give it a try, huh? Well, I can't say I like your odds, but they're probably as good as anybody's, except me. I'm way ahead. The problem is this. Mephits as a species tend to move and intermix chaotically. If you had a room of fire mephits next to a room of ice mephits with an open door between them, in time they would distribute themselves evenly. Both rooms would have equal numbers of ice and fire mephits. The natural flow of their movements is always from order to disorder. The problem is to do the reverse, to resegregate the two rooms such that one has only ice mephits and one has only fire mephits. Well, that sounds like an entropy problem. I believe I understand. How am I supposed to do that? Naturally, they're uncooperative. Nefris claims to have done it simply by opening the door between the rooms at the proper times. When it opens, the nearest mephit to the door on either side will switch places. I'm still working out my strategy on paper given the rate and direction each mephit tends to move. I feel like the answer is just beyond my reach. What happens when the problem is solved? Well, there's the prestige, of course. That goes without saying. But Headmistress Nefris developed a way to harness the pent-up energy that the solution state creates. In this room are 4 fragments of a soul that Nefris split apart long ago as part of an experiment. A soul can be split, but it cannot be restored by fusing the resulting fragments. One direction, like the mephits. It was the Headmistress's hope that she could funnel the energy from one impossibility into the other. That is, in undoing the flow of the mephits, she might be able to undo the splitting of the soul. I don't know if she ever got it to work, but I've heard she devoted decades to the research. Seems shaky to me, but that was never an obstacle for the Headmistress. How do I operate the experiment? Oh, that's the easy part. All you need to do is pull a lever. That will open and shut the door, allowing exactly one mephit through from either side. I think I'll give it a try. Okay, let's look at her. This young woman is a veritable font of displeased facial expressions. As she scribbles away at her work, she seems to proceed through cyclic stages of intellectual frustration. She is alternately puzzled, disbelieving, vindictive, outrage, and melancholy. She must be doing something for class. Yeah, she's working on a blackboard, alright. Okay, so let's go in here and check out these mephits. Let's go in real slowly, because Gann has some dialogue in here.
Mephits. Disgusting creatures with shallow, filthy dreams.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way about them. Let's go to the control box. Alright, now we want to get the ice mephits over on this side and all the fire mephits over on the other side. So, once we get the fire mephit and ice mephit on one side and the other, then we're going to press the button. And now it looks like we only have one left. So let's just wait. No, that's not what I want to do. Just press it again real quick. Okay, we got to wait and be patient, and there's no telling how long this is going to take, but we got to wait for that one fire mephit on the left side to get nearer to the door than all the other ice ones, and vice versa for the right side. So who knows how long this is going to take. We got to wait for this little mephit to get over here. Okay, he's closer, and oh, really? Oh, well, that didn't take very long. And we got, looks like 4,000 XP total. Hey, it works for me pretty good. So, it only took us a couple minutes. What do you have to say about that, Sulkit? How in the name of Sastam did you do that? That was incredible. It's a shame about the soul, though. It looks like it almost totally fused together, but not quite. You can still kind of see the individual fragments. You'll be the envy of every student at the academy when word gets out, which means you'll almost certainly be killed. Good luck with that. Yeah, farewell. I'll take my chances, but let's grab this thing. It's a fragmented soul. We don't really know what it's used for, but we'll take it anyway. It could turn out to be useful later. Alright, so let's go on over here. And there's some stairs over there, but there's another door over here. So let's open it first. And it looks like there's some hostile red wizards in here. So let's just go in and... You know what, I was going to try to sneak up, but screw it. Just go up and... I guess hit them real quick before they put too many buffs on. Oh, the captain's got to level up. That's going to be his last level. And looks like this guy must be ethereal, because we are unable to attack him, unfortunately. I guess it's a female. I guess we gotta wait for her to finish buffing up, and then when she attacks, she'll become unethereal and we can attack her. And she turned herself into a night walker, of all things. Try to turn undead. See if that works. Even though it's really a human being, it's not really undead, but it could work. Even though I think the hit die for Nightwalkers is like 20. If we get this thing's HP down enough, we're gonna try to do Eternal Rest on it. Oh, looks like we didn't get to do it, but once it wears off, then we just take out the student. So let's pick up these treasure bags that have been dropped. We got a bunch of gold, and here's another one. And we got some more gold. And there is a crate over here. What's inside? Weighted golem arms. What's with all these golem pieces we're picking up? Okay, these golem arms were fitted with special gauntlets weighted toward the front to maximize the force of their crushing blows. The fists of a golem equipped with these will severely bludgeon their intended target. So they're +3, but they do an extra +5 of bonus damage, and they have improved knockdown as a bonus feat. Okay, well that sounds pretty useful if you were a golem. Well, what about this other one that we have, the shocking golem arms? Well, those are only +3, and they do 3d6 electrical damage.
Step
but
with me.
You know what? I think I like the knockdown better. So maybe we'll get to use those pieces of the golems we've been finding. In the meantime, we're gonna level up the captain to his last level, level 30. And doesn't look like we've been preparing for any prestige classes, so we'll just take one more swashbuckler level. Everything in our skill points that's 32 is going to go up by 1 to 33. Let's see. Yeah, tumble. Okay. And I believe that move silently was at 23, so we'll bump that one up to 24. We got 3 skill points left. So why don't we put it into disable device? I guess open lock, and I think the last one we'll put it into use magic device. That ought to do it, and then we get grace +3 and swashbuckler dodge +4. What does the grace +3 do again? I forget. There it is. It gives a +1 bonus to reflex saves, so now we have a +3 bonus. But our AC didn't go up anymore. Well, that's kind of bunk. I thought the dodge AC can stack with other dodge bonuses. You know what would be a good thing to try later? I might try de-equipping the boots of the Sun Soul and see if my AC drops at all. Alright, so we're going to go up these stairs, and I think they said that this leads all the way to the headmistress's tower, so why don't we have Sophia lead the way, since this is her mother's tower, and I guess only Sophia is only really close to leveling up, and you know, with the captain we can level him up. Well, get experience points all the way to the level up, but then it won't level up anymore. In fact, you can get experience points over the level up threshold, and it still won't level them up. So let's move Sophia in here and see what she has to say. Closer.
This is, or rather was, my mother's private sanctum. I hate the notion of Ahriman staying here. I'd rather burn my mother's books than have Ahriman read a single page of them.
Well, I think it's a little too late for that, Sophia, so let's go over here. This is a fireplace, and there's a singed scrap of paper. You found this burnt piece of paper in the ashes of Nefris' fireplace. But very little of the original paper is readable. It looks as though the message was a short one anyway. It reads simply, "Seal the door." Okay, so I guess she was forewarned that something was going to happen, so she sealed the door. Not really sure what door they're talking about. What's over here? More stairs. Oh, that goes to the instructor's quarters. So that goes down to a level that's even below the academy classrooms. All right, what do we got over here? Oh, a book, lab journal. Okay. This thick volume appears to have been cast aside during the apparent ransacking of Nefris' tower in the aftermath of Ahriman's coup. Okay. What's up with all those flies? Fortunately, there's nothing in here that obviously points to how Nefris planned to contact Merkel. Its pages are mostly filled with a cryptic scientific shorthand that was possibly only readable to Nefris. There is, however, a legible table of contents. So, I guess we'll do the first one, turn to replication. This section contains dozens of pages worth of equations, or rather, one equation that varies slightly each time it is rewritten. Lore success. You realize you are looking at a very long series of attempts to solve the equation. Lore success. You are also able to discern that there is still one unknown variable in the last iteration of the equation. Nefris was unable to balance it completely. Several pages after the equation are blank, and you find a remarkably thin key concealed in a hollow carved into these pages. So yeah, of course we're gonna take the key, why not? Yeah. Let's look at it again. Yeah, let's go all the way back to the table of contents. Let's turn to division. Certain elements of the myriad formulae in this section have been circled or otherwise highlighted, and there is one final equation at the section end that is circled in its entirety. Interleaved with the scientific scratchwork are sets of data. The results of experiments, perhaps. The names of the subjects of these experiments have been scribbled out beyond recognition. So let's turn to synthesis. By far the longest section of the journal, there is evidence here of hundreds of experiments on the subject. The experiments do not appear to have gone well. Nefris has noted failure at the conclusion of each one. These notes tend to grow more despondent later in the section. Her scrawl is larger and more volatile, and the messages themselves indicate growing frustration. The last experiment contains a schematic for the layout of a pair of rooms divided by a wall of bars. A single door between them. That sounds like the experiment that we just completed. Its results are crossed out haphazardly. Below them, she has written a single phrase. What else? Let's set the book down. I think we've checked out all that we can in there. Oh, and there's a door, so... Oh, it's locked. I guess that's the only other thing we can interact with, so let's try to unlock this door. A specific key is required to open it. Judging from the blast marks around it, this door here has been subject to a barrage of destructive magic spells, but it remains sturdy as ever. 4 hemispherical sockets have been bored into the door itself, apparently by its maker. There is nothing else resembling a keyhole anywhere on the door, so I guess that key we found doesn't open this. An inscription has been engraved across the center at eye level. It reads as follows. 4 wayward souls, 4 incomplete, unique and flaw, and fates forgone. 4 hidden now, each place discreet. Assemble here, advance the pawn. Imitated and damned, imagined and splintered. 4 reunited souls, their door thus re-entered. There's nothing else of interest. We had a journal update, so we have an option to place the fragmented soul in one of the sockets. And 3 sockets remain empty. So we lost the soul that we just picked up, so I guess that was part of the key to this door. Okay, so if we open up the journal, it reads the inscription once again. Say, it would seem that attaining the 4 particular souls referred to in the inscription is the most likely means by which you'll be able to open the door. And then here, Legacy of the Headmistress, Nefs, just tells us something we already know, that there's no other evidence in the room of Nefris' plan to contact Merkel. Opening the door would seem to be your only other promising lead. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. We gotta find a way to open this door. And then the next one is skeleton keys. I guess we'll know when we complete that one. Alright, so why don't we go down this set of stairs right here and see where this leads. And I guess we'll go down to where the academy instructors sleep. I guess it kind of helps on commute times. Since the area is kind of desolate and mountainous, there's no surrounding houses, they just kind of live here. So where are we?
This looks to be the instructor's rooms. I imagine many secrets may be hidden in these walls. We should be watchful.
I agree. Let's see, looks like we are in a different part of the academy quarters. We've emerged somewhere like far to the south. When we went up by the classrooms, we were all the way to the north, I think. Okay, so there's a mirror here, and these mirrors are going to become apparent to their utility in the near future. But for now, let's take this potion of heal, and then we'll check this bookshelf. Looks like there's 2 scrolls here. So we got a burst of glacial wrath. Sophia has that spell already, and then we have mass aid, which only clerics can use. You know what? Why give that to her? The captain can, I bet, cast both of those with this high use magic device spell, so he'll hang on to them. Alright, and then we got another door at the end of the hall there, and looks like we have a table here with another potion of heal. And then we got another door here, so let's open this up and see what's inside, shall we? Beb2, I wonder who this is. Looks like he's lying down like this is an infirmary or something. This man's lips move as if to speak, but his voice can manage no more than the faintest of whispers. You'll have to lean in close in order to hear him. Well, of course we're going to lean in. Why even give us the option? Sophia has brought you. Good. It is as Nefris hoped. Beb2, what are you doing here? Who did this to you? Don't worry yourself. I have done this by choice, and with your mother's help, it was a success. What was a success? Nefris asked me to keep something safe for you. She wanted to be sure it was you who got it, not Ahriman. That was her greatest fear. This was all I could do to reassure her, an apprentice's greatest honor. Okay, so what is it that you're carrying that's so important? This room we're in, it's a ward for the soulless. Nearly all of our most important work at this school requires human subjects and sacrifices. Subjects who lose their souls are brought here to die. I endured such an experiment in order to have my soul transplanted for a surrogate. It is all that keeps me from death, and the very thing Nefris sought to keep from Ahriman. Okay, why do I need an artificial soul? This may be more than Nefris intended you to know, but Sophia's here. Surely her mother would want me to disclose everything if it meant her safety. The surrogate is a key, one of several. It will help open a door in Nefris's room. It was her wish that you reach what is behind it. Ahriman hunts our academy's founder as we speak. He suspects any locked door of hiding her. I don't know what is behind this door, only that sealing it to Ahriman was more valuable to Nefris than her own life. Can the surrogate be claimed without killing you? The surrogate can be displaced. My original soul has a natural affinity to my body. It will re-enter on its own, and the surrogate may be extracted. You would need to locate my soul and bring it back to me. For my own safety, Nefris did not disclose its location to me, but she was fond of hiding things in plain sight. I would expect her to have hidden it in the Soul Depository. For you, it would simply be a matter of identifying it. There is a vessel there that serves exactly that purpose. How will I know which soul is yours? There is a viewer of sorts in the depository that will give you a window into a small cross-section of the soul. I wish I could tell you more, but naturally I have not had the opportunity to view it myself. I suspect you will find it, and I will certainly know it when you bring it near me. Okay, where is the depository? We already know. It's at the center of our main classroom wing. It would have been straight ahead of you when you entered the academy. Alright, I will return with your soul. Now, before we leave here... What's this? Ammon Jerro? What's he doing here? The color has drained from his body, and he appears to be in some kind of vegetative state. But there is no mistaking it. This man is Ammon Jerro. So let's do heal and determine the cause of his condition. Failure. Nothing about his state reminds you of any ailment you are aware of. However, Beb2 mentioned this was a ward for the soulless. So let's leave. Well, if we put 2 and 2 together, that means that Ammon Jerro had his soul taken from him, and he is now dying. So it looks like we're going to have to find his soul and give it back to him. Maybe we'll be able to reactivate him and get him to help us. That'd be kind of cool. Get somebody from the original campaign to help us out again. Alright, so let's go to the classrooms, since this seems to be the shortest way, looks like. We have to go back up the stairs to the tower and then go back down the other set of stairs to the classrooms, instead of finding the direct connection between the two, because it might take longer. So let's just work our way over to the Soul Depository. And since that guy was Nefris' apprentice, this soul that we checked out earlier, number 346, when we put it in the viewer last time, that sounded like something an apprentice would be saying. So we're going to just take a guess here, and we're going to take this soul to him and see if it works. And if it does, I don't know what we're going to do, because we were only allowed to check out one soul at a time. So what happens if you check out someone's soul and then it's like re-entered into someone's body? That means you can't check out another soul. I guess we're going to find out sooner or later, so let's go do it. Alright, so if I remember correctly, we have to make a left and then make another left. Kind of make a U-turn right here. Yep, and then we'll go through the door and we'll talk to Beb2. Have you brought my soul? My body calls out for its return. Yes, I believe I have it here. Yes, I can feel it now. Its warmth. It is familiar to me. If I could just drink it in. And we lose soul number 346. Ah, such relief. I have existed as a shell, come to know the despair of emptiness. I was not prepared for it. The surrogate has collected in my soul's place, as Nefris said it would. Such an inscrutable woman, my mentor, but wise like no one else I've known. I'm somewhat lost without her guidance. Thank you for your sacrifice, Beb2. I'm glad it seems to have paid off. And we get 2,000 XP for that. Paid off? Who could say? It was what she wanted. Though, so I did what I could. Before I forget, take this to the depository caretaker. You do not want to earn his wrath with an overdue soul. Okay, so looks like we got a promissory note. You should return to your task at hand. The longer you stay here, the more likely you'll be stopped. And all this will have been for nothing. Perhaps it is, anyway. And now we can't say anything more to him. He's unconscious, apparently exhausted from his ordeal.
Yes.
So let's go back to Nefris' room, since
follow along.
We have a shortcut right here, and we'll put that artificial soul that we just got into the door, and we will have 50% of the puzzle completed. But that leaves another 50%. So I guess we have to explore more of the academy and the quarters level in order to find out what the rest of the puzzle would entail. So yes, we already know this. Let's pass all this. Place the surrogate soul in one of the sockets. So we lose the surrogate soul and 2 sockets remain empty. So will we be able to get the other 2 souls to open this door? And will it lead to Merkel? Find out next time This is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and Tenga un buen dia.